Restaurant dinnerware brings a lot to the table. It's known for rugged good looks. It holds up to heavy use and repeated cleaning in commercial dishwashers. And its design reflects the restaurant's theme and adds presentation value to the food. Most people appreciate the effort that goes into a fine meal, but they may not give much thought to what it takes to make the actual plate the food is served up on. Making ceramic dinnerware that's restaurant quality is an intensive process, one that starts with a master die made of gypsum. This worker then makes a production version of the master. To do this, he pours gypsum into a wire mesh frame above the master. There's tubing attached to the mesh frame, and he pumps air through it. This causes the water in the gypsum to bubble out and evaporate. It dries and solidifies into a mirror image of the master, in this case, a platter shape. The tubing inside this production die will be used again later to gently blow off the platter when formed, releasing it from the die. Another worker adds the ceramic ingredients to water. They include a plasticizer, silica sand, different clays, and minerals like alumina. Once the clay mix has been thoroughly blended, they drain it onto a vibrating sieve to screen out large mineral chunks and impurities. The clay-based liquid flows through the screen into a holding tank. They pump it through this filter press. It compresses fabric-covered plastic plates to squeeze out moisture, turning the clay liquid into putty-like slabs. With this consistency, it can now be shaped. A worker breaks up the slabs and feeds the pieces to a pug mill. The mill shapes the clay into a long cylinder, and in the process, it sucks out air, so dinnerware made from it will be less prone to cracking. He slices the clay cylinder into small wads using a wire cutter. Each of these clay wads will be shaped into one plate. They place each wad onto molds on a revolving platform. The mold spins up to a metal tool, which presses the clay into the shape of the plate mold below. The tool also forms the back, so the plate will sit evenly on a table. A nozzle lubricates the metal tool between pressings. A cutter at the side trims the rims of the plates as they're formed. Unlike the platter die, these molds don't have tubing inside to blow off the plates. Instead, the heat from the dryer separates them from the molds. Once out of the molds, the plates spin on pedestals past a sponge to smooth the edges. To make coffee mugs, the pug mill presses out a narrower cylinder, and a knife at the exit point slices it into precise wads. The wads fall into coffee mug molds, and a tool spins the clay up against the walls of the molds to shape it into mugs. A blade at the top trims the excess from the lip of the mug. They pass under a long sponge to smooth the rims. And now for the handles. They make them in two-part molds and dry them under an infrared light. The handles must have precisely the same moisture content as the mugs, around 16%. A worker dips the ends of each handle in a clay and glue mixture and presses it to the mug. The mugs go into a dryer, and the moisture content drops to 4%. Next, they douse the mugs with glaze inside and out, and bake them in a super hot kiln. This will make the mugs chip-resistant and will strengthen the bond between the handle and the mug. They paint the dinnerware by hand using a ceramic stain. This stain will enable it to hold up to repeated rigorous cleanings in restaurant dishwashers. For a different look, they apply decals to some dinnerware. This artwork has been produced using the same hard-wearing ceramic stain. The plates then head into the oven, and the heat fuses the decorative touches to them. From a liquid clay mix to tableware you can dine out on, the process has taken about 24 hours. It should serve you well.